Hello, everyone. Thank you. Welcome to Wax On, Wax Off. Today we are talking about how to stand out in a world that wants you to conform. This is a topic that's near and dear to my heart because I have always felt like an outlier and an outsider and someone that didn't fit in and someone who had to change themselves to fit in. So I'm going to share a little bit about my story, kind of my thoughts on the topic and all of that. Yeah, so let's get into it. I feel like from a very young age, we're all kind of conditioned and we're pressured to be like everyone else. We all watch the same shows, we all experience the same things, and when you miss one of those things, like when you watch a show that other people don't watch, or you don't watch a show that everyone else is watching, as a young kid, you want to fix that. You want to correct that, and you want to be like everyone else. And you're like, okay, well, if everyone's watching, like for me, it was like everyone's watching SpongeBob and Teen Titans Go. Like I want to watch that so that way I can be like everyone else. Or everyone has these shoes in middle school, so I want to be like everyone else, and I want to wear that. And I think why we want to do that at a young age is to fit in. We want to have friends, we want to have community, so we will try and chase after whatever it is that everyone else is chasing after, and we want to do that. And that's okay when it comes to like external things, because you're figuring out what you like the things I liked when I was 7 I don't like now, the things I liked when I was 14 I don't like now. And don't beat yourself up over trying to chase after things that other people liked in the past, because that's not necessarily bad. It's just a part of developing and growing and becoming more of yourself. But I think what we do is we want to become like everyone else so that way we can fit in. That's not our purpose. Our purpose isn't to be like my friend. My purpose isn't to be like my pastor. My purpose isn't to be like my dad or my mom or anybody that I know. It's not supposed to be like that. It's not supposed to be like a celebrity or an influencer or something that you find on YouTube. It's not supposed to be me either. It's supposed to be you. Our purpose here is to be ourselves and to love others for being themselves. But for that to happen, you need to know who you are. So who are you? How do you figure that out? For me, I figured it out by doing stuff, just doing stuff and seeing what I enjoyed. And I think that like this is on the side of like when it comes to yourself, just doing stuff. What do I enjoy? Okay, I enjoy playing games with my friends. Okay, so I'm playing games with my friends and I'm doing that. I enjoy going on hikes. I enjoy going fishing. I enjoy doing X, Y, and Z. Find those things and do them. I think part of it is also your physical, like how you dress and all of that. And I've had times where I want to dress like myself, and this is how I would normally dress. Like I'm wearing I'm wearing like jorts, and I'm wearing a shirt, a Kill Tony shirt of a show that I love. No one else ever told me that, hey, this is a show that you need to watch. This is a show that you need to like. I actually sometimes get flack for liking this show. And like, why are you wearing this hat? I like this hat. I saw Theo Von wear it. I like Theo Von. And I got that hat. Now, that's me kind of emulating someone that I like, but I think that's okay. I think it's okay to do that. The world wants you to be like everyone else. In high school, the pressure is really hard. Like, I was homeschooled, but I still felt the pressure, like, to want to be like everyone else. And you see these people struggling internally and externally, trying to be like everyone else. But and I think when something's hard like that, it's because you're literally not supposed to do it. Like, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to be like someone else. So the reason why it's so hard to do it is because maybe you're not supposed to do it. Like, no pain is kind of my philosophy on that. Like, when you're trying to fit in or you're trying to do something, maybe you shouldn't have to try. And the people, I forget the exact quote, but if someone does not want to be your friend, they were never going to be your friend in the first place. And I see that a lot with people trying to fit in with their friends, and they're trying to do that, and then they get rejected for being themselves. Those people are not your friend. Your friends are people that have already found themselves, and then they accept you for finding yourself and being who you are. And I think that that's really important. And same goes for a girlfriend, same goes for a boyfriend. I literally watch my friends all of the time, and myself included, I've done this before, change themselves for a girlfriend, change themselves for a boyfriend, and that's freaking messed up. That's not cool. Because what happens is you get into this relationship 6 months, a year from now, you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, I don't even know who the heck I am. And then you look over to your boyfriend or girlfriend and you're like, you're kind of responsible for changing me. And they're not. You're responsible for changing you. But you were trying to get them to like you so much that you changed who you are. You rejected your friends. You rejected whoever it was just so that you could be with them. But is it better to have someone that you thought was attractive or someone that you liked being around as your friend or girlfriend or boyfriend and then hate yourself for not being who you are and feeling like I have just wasted so much of my time and rejected myself and hurt myself just so I could be with someone? Like, I don't think that that's our purpose in life. So the true people that love you will love you for exactly who you are. And I've lost friends because of it, but maybe they weren't my friends in the first place. I think anyone that's going to reject you or push you away is not your friend. And maybe they're just on their own self-discovery journey. That's part of it. Like, I have a friend right now, and like, she's completely not talking to me, and it hurts. It sucks. It's not fun. But I know that she's on her own path, and she's doing her own thing, and she's figuring her own life out. And once she gets to the place where she understands, like, oh, I need to be who I am. I need to be who I am and be around people who accept me. And this includes your friends. If someone is going to isolate you from your friends, the friends that actually care about you and actually love you, then that person is not it. Because, like, they might accept you for who you are, but they don't accept, like, the externalities around your life, like your core group. And I think it's important to foster a core group of friends that accept you for who you are and you accept them for who you are. So it's reciprocal. And when you have those people are important. And when it comes to friends, you need to find those people. And then once you find those people, you can go start looking for, like, a boyfriend or a girlfriend. And when you do that and you find that person and they don't accept your friends, that's a red flag. That's like we need to have a conversation about this. And then if we're not open to that, you need to go, bud. Like, I love my girlfriend. She's the best girlfriend in the whole world. I actually haven't talked to her, I haven't talked about her that much on the podcast, but she loves me. She cares about me. She accepts my friends for who they are, and she accepts the fact that I want to hang out with them. And sometimes I'm going to hang out with them a little bit more than I hang out with her. And my friends also accept that sometimes I'm going to hang out with her a little bit more than I hang out with them. And that's awesome. And I think that that's really important to have in your life when it comes to what we're talking about today. This is like, of course, like conformity. Like, most of you thought maybe it's going to be about politics, which we can talk about, like politics or conforming when it comes to religion and all of that stuff. But I think it's important to go to, like, the relational side of things first and then kind of go to those other things. So let's move over to, like, the political side or the religious side. I have never felt like I needed to conform religiously or politically because I knew who I was. So that's why I said that part of things first, is I knew who I was. I knew I had people who backed me up and who love me and who care about me. And they don't have to be the same as you. I want to make that point. They don't have to be the same as you. They just have to accept you for who you are, and you can accept them for who they are. I have friends who are Democrats and Republicans and libertarians and all of that. I have all different kinds of friends, gay, straight, black, white, whatever. I have all of the different kinds of friends. And because I have that, they accept me for who I am, no matter my beliefs, no matter who I am, how I dress, how I look. They accept me for who I am, and I accept them for who they are. And that's important, because then when you go out into the world and you're not in your inner circle, the world is different. I go to my college next week, and I'm going to be bombarded. I know I'm going to be bombarded with people who disagree with me politically. I know I'm going to be bombarded with people who disagree with me religiously. And they're not just going to disagree kindly. They're going to disagree with me in a mean way, and they're going to be really mean about it, and they're going to threaten me, and it's going to be bad. Like, I know that that's going to happen, but I'm okay with that, because that's the world. I'm not in control of the world. I'm in control of myself, and I'm sort of in control of my inner circle. I have had professors at college who try and get you to conform into to different social whatever ideologies and do that. And I'm not like a jerk about it. You don't have to be a jerk. Like, that's not, because then you're trying to make them conform into something else. You just have to be like, nah, I don't really like agree with you on this, but that's okay. We can disagree, and it's okay to disagree. But don't once you know who you are, all of that stuff really doesn't matter. Like, don't worry about like, people are trying to get me conform at college, and they're trying to say I can't vote for Trump or whatever. I'm just like making up something, or it could be this the flip side of it, and like they're saying like my friends who are Republican, I voted for Kamala, and now they're mad at me. Like maybe they weren't your friends in the first place if they're gonna not be your friend after that. But I if you know who you are and you have people who love you for who you are, none of that stuff really matters. And I think in essence, all of that stuff, political, religious, all of that stuff, it's very two-dimensional. If you're trying to like convert and there are sides, it's very two-dimensional. It's like one side, another side, and that's all there is. I think the world is higher than that. There's 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional, 5-dimensional things that we should be focusing on that don't just distract us and let the oligarchs control us. Like, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of how I feel about it. But just don't be perfect. You're not perfect. Everyone knows you're not perfect. Everyone knows that they're not perfect, and they're not really worried about you because they're focused on their own imperfections anyway. But your friends should love you no matter who you are. And I think that's kind of how I want to wrap this up, really. It's just like the other, like, bleep that out. The other is stupid. Like, it's dumb. It's so stupid. Politics is two-dimensional. It's something like you should, of course, know what's going on, all of that. But it's stupid. You don't need to focus on it because it just brings you anxiety and it makes you scared and worried about the world. Like back in the day in the 1800s, I wouldn't have known what's happening in California if I lived in Pennsylvania. I wouldn't have known. And these little demon boxes that we keep in our pocket, like, ruin our lives because we have the entire world's worries in our pocket. It's so stupid. So don't worry about that. When I'm talking about conforming, I'm not talking about that because that doesn't freaking matter. That's not even important at all. What matters is fostering friends, creating real relationships, because at the end of your life, what you believed politically is not going to matter. Like it's not going to matter what you, like, whether you debated a Muslim or not, or debated an atheist and got them into a submission is not going to matter. What mattered is the relationships you have. So find yourself. Work on finding yourself. Work on finding people that love you for who you are. And you never fully arrive. When I say find yourself, you're not like, oh, I finally made it. I finally arrived. I found myself. Woo! You just get to a place where you feel comfortable and you keep finding yourself. I know people who are finding themselves still at 50, 60, 70. They're still finding themselves. It never ends. But that's what's beautiful about it. It never ends. You get to keep going. You get to keep finding yourself more and more and more. So, yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today when it comes to how to stand out in a world that wants you to conform. You don't have to be like everyone else. You are perfect just the way you are. And there's going to be an adjusting period of people who liked you. They didn't love you. They liked you. They liked the fake version of you. And those people are going to either adapt and they're going to love you for who you actually are, or they're going to leave. And if they leave, that's okay, because some people are just here for a season and they're here for a reason and they're here to teach you a lesson. So, yeah, thank you for listening today. I hope this was helpful. If it was, subscribe, like, comment, whatever, do something. Follow me on Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube or Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening to this. Yeah, and thank you for being here. Seriously, it means a lot. And yeah, bye everyone.